All right, Sports Inquirer here with Malik Sumter from Georgia State football. Just Malik, how's the offseason been for the guys? We haven't spoken in a few months. How's it been for the squad?
Uh, the offseason been pretty good. I feel like it's the best since I've been there. To be real with you, from as far as leadership, from work ethic to pushing each other, as far as I've been there, I think it's been a great offseason.
We've all know what's been going on over the past few years. Has this been the most consistent offseason, more kind of in schedule, traditional offseason than the previous ones that you had to deal with?
Yeah, for sure. I know 2020 was, the COVID year. Then last year was a little taking a risk, back to normal, not back to normal. So this is probably like the full back to normal off season for sure.
Yeah, and you're a super senior. We'll start with why come back. I mean, I'm sure you have some other opportunities, maybe professionally or otherwise. Why come back for another season with the Panthers?
Why not? Georgia State was my only FBS offer, so why not show them really appreciative for the opportunity when instead of leaving early or whatever to come back. So the opportunity presented itself and I took it. So
what have you taken away from this offseason, just coming in as a senior? How has the preparation for this year changed or been different maybe than previous years?
Well, I was elected captain last year, but with the super senior, it's a more I have to lead even more, so just more leadership. And this year I've been forcing leadership on other people, still being a leader, but as simple as breaking it down, I'll tell somebody, hey, break it down, just little stuff like that, try to groom them, put, just little small stuff like that.
And you were named the first team all conference preseason. I don't know if you're aware of that, but what does that mean for you being recognized with that honor or that distinction just coming into the year?
It's a tremendous honor, but for me, it's the Georgia State's getting recognition. My first few years, no matter how good you were, Georgia State just wasn't getting that recognition. So with the amount of people we have on the preseason and watch lists and things like that, it just speaks volume on the program and where we headed. Like I said, it's cool, but for me, it's okay. So Georgia State get more recognition now. So it's an honor.
Change in the offensive staff. You have a new offensive coordinator, Trent McKnight. How's that been transitioning with him into the program?
Well, Coach McKnight, he was there when Elliott first got there as well as me. We all came in at the same time, so it's going to be pretty much the same stuff. The receivers like him. The offense likes him, defense likes him. So he's been around, so he hasn't changed much. It's the same thing.
What difference when you transition? Because the offensive linemen have a lot of responsibility. You got blocking schemes. You got to call things on the line. You as a center, especially. What's that been like for you? Just getting that system and getting acclimated with the verbiage and just the different formations.
Well, to be real with you, it's the exact same thing.
Okay.
So it's been the same. Like I said, he was part of the offense. For this is going to be the 6th year. So ain't nothing changed. It's the same stuff.
Yeah. And then you got Darren coming in as the starter for the year. What have you seen from him and his maturation and just helping the offense continue the path it's been?
We know Darren's going to ball. He balled when he was at Furman when he played us. So we know he's going to ball that. But from what I've seen, he's taking on a leadership role. He's become a great leader for the program. He has the respect of his teammates, and that's always a big thing. A lot of people try to be leaders, but don't really have the respect of the teammates. But the team really respects him, and he's been a great leader thus far this offseason.
And what's life been like for you? Just this 5th year with the program, or
going into my 6th?
So the 6th year, yeah, I was saying. So you're a grown man.
Yeah.
Well, what's that like for you, man? Just at this stage of your career, still being able to play collegiately and at a high level.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Surprising, my body is still good. That's the only thing I was worried about. I wouldn't say I saw Georgia State from the bottom because that would be disrespecting the day ones. But I've definitely seen the lows of Georgia State from us working out into a garage shed area, from the old facility, and now we're at the stadium now. So just to see the progress of Georgia State in 5 to 6 years it's been tremendous.
And you're part of the expansion now of the Sun Belt. Are you familiar with the Marshall and James Madison, and we'll see for our side, the Old Dominion. Are you familiar with those teams?
Yeah.
What do you think about just the conference expanding and growing?
It's awesome. Like, we look at those teams, they're great teams. I was also getting recruited by JMU. I took a visit up there, beautiful campus, all that. So, I'm familiar with them. I'm excited to go back out there. It's been since high school since I've been up there. Like I said, great campus, beautiful campus, all that, nice stadium, great program, traditionally, win national championships. So, like I said, it just speaks volume on the Sun Belt, and it just got that much harder.
Yeah, and then lastly, your team was one win away from being in the championship game last year. You've got App State, Coastal, teams that have been nationally ranked. What expectations do you have this year, just seeing your team in comparison to just the other teams in your division?
Well, we know we can compete with them. So the thing about this year is getting over the hump and winning the championship. Whether the hump is a drive or a game, we still got to beat App State. The Louisiana, they scored in the last minute. Things like that. For the past 2 years, we was up 21-0 against Louisiana, and then last year it was pretty close. So we know we can compete. Now it's just taking the next step and finishing, and getting that conference championship.